Test, test, test. Just checking if the mic is working. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. How you doing? Hey friendos, it's DW here, coming at you live here on the live stream, or the YouTube live stream. And tonight, we got a bit of hype. Tonight is a 2-hour tech spike on GDevelop. I said I owed you a stream, GDevelop community, and you're getting it tonight. It's all planned out. We got a game idea. We're going to prototype it. I have no idea what I have a bit of an idea of what I'm doing, but not a lot of an idea. Coming in moderately cold, but I got a plan. And the plan is everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get into that warm up here in a sec. I'm just going to actually open up OneNote where I keep all of my notes, because that would have been a good idea to do before, I started streaming. But alas, here we are. So that's good. Turn this down a pinch. Okay, let's gonna find this game idea. Perfect. Let's get over to the desktop so y'all can see it. You can't really see much because I'll zoom in. Can I zoom in with this one? Zoom in. Control mouse wheel. It says control. This is not helping me at all. Zoom in. Bam, here we are. So what we're looking at is a game idea that I've had as of this weekend. I have a fascination with video games that are mundane, taking the mundane and making them a little bit more exciting, adding some flair to them, because I live a normal real life. I go to work every day in a pandemic, so I go into my basement and I work remotely, and I've got kids. And my life is exciting for a normal person, like I do my normal thing. I'm not doing superhero stuff. I'm not climbing mountains. I'm not doing anything over the top. I'm doing that. Normal's the wrong word. Average person's life. That's what I'm doing. And so I have this fascination with this idea to actually make games about those things, but make them exciting, make them interesting, make a game out of them. And I don't know why. And so I have this idea. Every morning I wake up and I help my kids get to school. I get them to school and I go to work, right? Come back and go into the basement. And so I thought it'd be cool to make a game called Out the Door. And the whole idea is to get up and get a couple of things done that get assigned to you, and then get out the door, get to the work. Nothing spectacular. We can build content as we go. Now tonight's stream is going to see if we can use GDevelop to just build that scaffolding, okay? That's where we're gonna start. And by that, I see it as a top-down 2D tile RPG style kind of thing. So think Final Fantasy for the Super Nintendo, that whole top-down kind of mechanic. I have an asset pack, which I'll drag over, that we're going to leverage for graphics. You can see here, it's a little kitchen set. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to build this. We're going to build a kitchen. I want to see if we can build a kitchen, if we can get something moving around, and like something a player can actually move around in there, like a north, south, east, west style movement. And if we've got some time to it, I want to leverage the dialogue system that's built in. So a lot of what we're doing tonight, we're going to do some of the basics. That's the tiled graphic stuff. But then I want to get into this whole world of GDevelop extensions, and that's stuff like mouse input and controller input and stuff like that. That's where my head's at. So, and then leverage these extensions that GDevelop has for pretty much everything. They even have a dialogue system that leverages Yarn, which is super cool because I'm used to Inky and Ink.js, but I'm used to Ink script, and Yarn is the alternative to that for me. You know, they both have their pros and cons. This gives me an opportunity to kind of do some of that. So there's a lot of coolness woven into GDevelop, and I am fascinated by it. The community has been fantastic. I tweeted this saying I owed y'all a stream, and then I got likes on it and retweets and all this stuff. And you guys are lovely. You people are lovely people out there. And so we are going to do a 2-hour tech spike to see how far we can get. My hope is I can get a map drawn, and I can have a person or a cube, not even a character, not even an animated sprite, just a little square player controlled with ideally an Xbox controller, which I've got over here, or a mouse. You know, there's a pathfinding extension. So I want to see how, I don't want to get too complicated, but I want that basic scaffolding for gameplay. And then try to add some actions maybe with the dialogue system. And so, we've got 2 hours on the clock. Ready, steady, let's do this. Okay, so timer's at the bottom. Y'all can see it. So the first thing, I've already downloaded this asset pack. So the first thing we're going to do is try to draw this map, I guess. Oh, actually, you know what? Hey, I got an idea. Here's a brilliant idea. What if we tried this? What if we tried creating a new game? Now, I thought about doing this. Look, they have a beautiful, beautiful set of beautiful tutorials and stuff here that you can get into. And I'm going to avoid the tutorials. I want to start from empty. I want to see what we can do. See examples. Look at all these beautiful examples. If I fail miserably because of my lack of ability, which is, you know, that's definitely a thing, I will open up one of those at the end in the last 20 minutes if it's all failing miserably. Pardon me. I'm going to create a projects folder here. We're going to call this one Out the Door. And we're going to do that. Select folder. You know, it's interesting. One of the things that I was over on Twitch hanging out with Sourskoot from the Netherlands, old friend of mine from the MVP days, and he's entering the JS13K. He's the JS13K game jam that actually starts today, I think, or tomorrow morning. And I thought, I'm like, maybe I'll enter that. Unfortunately, GDevelop is not the right answer for a 13K total game, because yeah, it has Pixie.js. That's about 500K all by itself, let alone all the other scripts that go with it. So I decided, you know, we're not going to try that. If I have the ability to do it, I might. If we can get to that point, if this goes very well, looking too far ahead. But if we, we're going to add kitchen here. Oop, new scene events. Ooh, lovely. Start page. There we go. Let's rename our scene here. Rename. Anyways, sorry, what I was saying was, if we get far enough into this, I might try to optimize and see what we can do. But Pixie.js is a beast. You know, and it has to be included. You got to be able to play it offline. So, you know, I might experiment with that another day, depending on how this one goes. But we'll play it by ear. Game settings, global. Now, here's the thing I didn't do before, which would have been clever, but I wanted to come into this as cold as possible. As I wanted to come at this with a different kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I want to come into this as a noob. The thumbnail, I hope, describes everything you need it to describe. But it's kind of what I was hoping for. Ooh, look at the external events, external layouts. This stuff looks fascinating to me. It really does. Okay. Kitchen. Fantastic. Resources. We've got an image font. Okay, so that's good. Let's open up our thing that I just downloaded. We're going to extract all of these. Browse. Go to my projects. Out the door. I don't know, new folder, we're going to call it resources? Sure, I don't know. There's probably a proper structure to this, but again, that's what a responsible person would do, is they would look at an example first. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to do it. Found this lovely new, my playlist is really rocking it. This is the audio library releases playlist, FYI. I am feeling this song. Sorry about that. I'm just going to move that over there. Okay, so now we've got our tiles. So let's do that. Drag this guy over. Go, not that guy. Go back to my projects. Where are you, projects? Show me potato salad. There we go. Oh, I already did extract it there. The blurp, blurp, blurp. Okay. So I've got my things in here. When you've added one to the project, choose a resource to display its properties. Okay. How does one add a resource? I got buttons up here. Open the properties panel. Open the project folder. Oh, that's pretty groovy. Okay, so I didn't need to actually do any of that weirdness. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Again, this is a lot of it's going to be getting familiar with the IDE as well. One thing that I think people underestimate with learning a new tool is especially I've noticed this with game development, a lot of them come with this full IDE environment, which is great for a design-centric, also development-centric kind of, project manager. Oh, that's the project manager. Okay. Click to add a scene. Let's just go to the kitchen. We're going to add an object. Let's just start right here. Displays an image over repeated over an area. Okay, a panel sprite, not a 9 patch. I don't want that. Don't want a shape painter. What are the experimental ones? Ooh, yeah, the video. I thought about leveraging that too. Let's see what we can do. Anyway, let's do a tiled sprite. We're going to call this the room. Select the image. Choose a new image. Edit. It's all popping up on my other side here, but we are going to do the tileset.png. Lovely. And we're going to apply that. And it is 16 by 16. I will leave the description for the assets and everything that I use in the description for the stream after the fact. I meant to do that beforehand, but I'm, you know, irresponsible. Preview of project. That's... Oh, okay, run a preview. Okay, well, that's funky. Edit with Piskel. Oh, okay. I love Piskel. Let's just apply. Drop this bad boy on here. Now, how do I do a tile map, you think? We're not even going to muck around with this. We are going to jump right into the docs. Because the docs, I was actually really impressed with the docs. Drag this guy over here right now. Okay, GDevelop app, learn, download. I know you've got documents. Don't make me look for it. I'm gonna look for it. It's probably right in front of my face. You know when you watch a Let's Player and they're all like, "Hey, let me do this thing." Ooh, look at that! I made it all big. I'm mature. I did not. I don't know what I did there, but that was not what I wanted to do. Search. We're gonna search for tile map. Ideas list. Oh no. Okay, let's see this. Add a tiled sprite object. So I want to see, yeah, this is what I'm expecting. A tiled sprite object allows to display an image in a tile set. You can increase the house. Yeah, okay. an image repeated over an area. Interesting. Add an image. I can scale the object. It's going to repeat it. So this is I'm thinking, okay. Platformer example. Yeah, this is the thing I love about the docs and about web-based stuff. This is the thing I've missed about doing JavaScript work with Godot, is you can just pop it open in the browser so fast. I know Godot can do that, but it doesn't. I see. So it's each one of these is using one thing. I get it. I get it. And if I do tile map. Now, I'm not actually opposed to the fact that this doesn't have a tile map in it. But what if we looked up something else? What if we looked up tiled? Expressions referenced from extension. Okay, let's just see if I can do tiled to GDevelop. Let's see. Tile map objects. So this is what okay, so there is a thing here. Tile maps object. Tile map object to create maps of composed tiles. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. So interesting. This object manages a tile set. Yeah, this is what I want to do. It consists of 2 parts. Okay. Okay. Now, where am I? I'm in this tile map tutorial on G. So this exists. I'm just doing it wrong. It's in the wiki. So how do I create one of these? This is the problem I'm gonna have. Again, Noobness. Tile map. The ideas list. You see, this is the thing that's throwing me off. Table of contents, tile map objects. Okay, summer of code. Yes, yeah. Tile map objects. How to make a proposal. Don't care about the summer of code. How does this work? We'll zoom in on this guy. Let's look up tile map again. Tile, is it 2 words? For native games. So what if we went back here? Okay. Let's close this guy. That's fine. I don't want to save everything. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be honest with you. We're up to a bit of a rough start. So I could create. There's got to. Yeah. Like. What do we got here? Open the object groups editor, properties panel, layers. Blah, blah, blah. Toggle edit grid. How about we show the grid? Great. Setup grid. What if I did 16 by 16? Because that's the size of our tiles. We're not even getting too fancy with it all. Okay. Add a new object. So that's the thing I'm curious about, is how do I get this tile map working? And preferences, GDevelop, Visual Studio Dark. Yeah, fine. What's throwing me off is that it shows up on the wiki, and I don't know the role of the wiki in all of this. Now in GDevelop 5 here, you can see that it's not actually... Yeah, see, tiled sprite. And if you do tile maps... So I was hoping it would actually use tiled as well. Let's check our beautiful... Oh, I got all these windows open. I'm breaking all the stuff. I'm breaking all the stuff, y'all. Basic concepts, behaviors, events, all other features. Collisions, dialogue. See, this is the stuff I want to get into. But I want a map. I want a map first. I should be able to make a map somehow. Tank shooter. Now, part of me is thinking that like my thing here might be to just create a bunch of tiles. I was just kind of hoping to create a map. What if I did this? Here's a dumb idea. Because what if I use the tools, like maybe GDevelop doesn't have that built in, like 10-year-old and more Unity and Godot and Unreal. Those things have been around for an eternity. So let's flip this around. Rather than being like, oh, it doesn't have it. Let's empathize and go forward with this. So what I would do is I actually do have a preference for a tile map editor. And that is, here we go. My preference for that is, where is my blah, blah, blah. Let's close that. Kitchen more. We're going to go back to itch.io. We're going to look up tiled. Like so. Tiled map editor. There we go. So we can just do it this way. Now, right now, I'm just going to take me to the downloads. And let's download this cool dude. In the meantime, how you doing? It looks like my lighting's a little bit low tonight. I'm going to open this up and mute it. It's not muted so much. Oh, that was a little bit louder. Sorry about that. Nothing like the sparkling water, man. Okay. Open up. So like I was saying, I do have a preference for this. Now the thing to consider here, let's go back. We're going to move this. Where do I want to move this to? I have a specific folder for it. Nah, let's just put it in the regular one. I might uninstall it later and run it through the itch.io interface. But I like having, I don't mind the launcher for itch.io. It's actually a really nice launcher. But I don't necessarily need to. Okay, here we go. Great. Open project. So we're going to use tiled. We're taking a left turn here. We're using some game dev tools. We're going to check compatibility. So like I said, I could sit there and whine about like, oh, it doesn't have the thing that I want to have, and now I can't do anything, and wah. Rather than do it that way, let's look at it from a point of view of there are other ways of doing things. Start a new map. The new map is going to be, yeah, it'll be orthogonal. It's going to be a CSV, sure. Render right down, okay. Let's do width is actually 16 by 16 for the pixels. And we're going to do a small kitchen to start. We're going to do a 16 tile by 16 tile kitchen. That's it. And we're going to throw it back into our project. Oh, let's just undo this. Where are you? Unpin, because you're broken right now and you're annoying me. Okay, resources. We're going to put that in here. We're going to call this one room.tmx. Fantastic. So open up my new tile set. It is going to be called kitchen. And we'll embed it in the map. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Resources, kitchen tile set, kitchen. There we go. Open. 16 by 16. It is fine. Okay. Save as. Did I call this the kitchen? So I can save it as a JSON file too. Let's go back to what I just don't remember what I called it. Resources. I called it room.tmx. So we'll call this one kitchen. Perfect. Great. Great, 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 great. If I zoom in on this guy, you can see all my different tiles here. And we're going to build the most basic thing. I just want to see if I can get this going. Okay. Make this bigger. Zoom in so y'all can see a bit. So like what I was saying. Well, first let's start with... What is this? Look at this. I gotta learn how to draw a map real fast. What if we did this? There's our beautiful kitchen floor. There we are. It's all coming together here. We've got. This is actually quite a detailed tile set. So this is a lot of what are the games when I think of a game and what I want to do. I like doing tile sets, and this is a bias I have. So the bias I have is the tools I use most of the time they've got this stuff built in. So, you know, because they're older tools, like they've got tile maps woven into them because they've been around for 10 or longer years. So I'm gonna go back and look at some examples of what that looked like. Look at that beautiful kitchen like that. And let's put in a wall. Here's a wall. Let's see. What walls do I have on this tile set? Do I have anything wall related? I got shadows over the flooring. There's a little bit of wall. Let's do the wall here like that. So these are going to be collisions. If we have them. Do I not have the bottom wall? No, I don't. Huh. Suppose I can flip it around, but I thought there would be a dot. No matter. Yeah, I guess these can all be flipped. This can be a flip bit on them. Okay. And if I go to my selection tool, it's been a while since I've used this. Terrain brush, fill, snap, blah, 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 blah. Click. Oops, not that one. Let's select all those tiles. Where is my selector tool? I always forget. Select same tile. Select polygons. Stamp brush. Ugh, I'm getting annoyed already. Well, what we might end up doing then. Here's what we're going to do. I'm totally going to cheat at it. We are going to go to layers. And tile layer 1, we are going to remove layers. Oh, whoops. Okay, whatever. Let's just cheat at this now. New layer. We're going to call this layer floor. Great. Here's the floor. Here's the paint bucket. Bam. Floor's done. Okay, next layer. It's going to be walls. And this one I'm not using a paint bucket. I'm going to use... I guess the stamp? No. Guess so. Oh, look at that. It's got that blue. Here we go. There we are. Like this. Now we... Oh. We're getting sloppier with this because I'm starting to care less. I want to get back to the GDevelop code, not necessarily this thing. Draw my map real fast. Let's move on. And my tile is actually going to be this instead. And this instead. Fantastic. Okay. Lastly, we're going to erase a little bit here just to polish it up. And now I have a beautiful tile map. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. This is a little bit slower. I should have looked into tile maps because tile maps are a bit wonky in general. So let's save this guy. Save. Export. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually cheat a little bit. We're going to do one quick Google search. This is how we're going to do it. So we're going to do a quick Google search for GDevelop TMX import. We're going to Google it, though, because Bing, well, you know Bing. You know how Bing is sometimes. Sometimes it just ain't doing it. So let's look up. What am I looking up here? GDevelop import TMX. Support for TMX files gone. Tile map extension was never and not had. GD5 works with the web version included. That's why it's gone. Interesting. Okay, so there's been a shift into GD5. So maybe GD4 was where whatever. This was Thomas at all. Okay, bummer. Okay. Well, Wendigo seems to have the answer to the question here that I'm looking for. Now, that was in 2018. If I use my Google foo a little bit here. Tools. Anytime. Past year. TMX parsing. Yeah, I'm one of the devs on GDevelop. Pixie tile maps. They're trying to use the tile map thing here. This is from February 20. Okay. It's still open. You're right on point. I coded for this. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is where we're kind of at. We don't have support for native TMX. So what I'm going to do is we are going to export this as an image. Just get done. Export this. That is a-okay. Let's delete that one. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, I want to delete all of it. I want to delete all the things. Add a sprite. We're going to call this one map. Add an animation, I guess. This is just a one-cell animation. There we go. What a hideous floor I picked. This is fantastic. This makes me happy. Okay. Scroll down. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Let's just run this. I want to see what happens. Okay, I got to set my settings for my game. What did I just break? Okay, let's do that property settings thing. Properties, version number, blah, 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 blah. We're going to do 1280 by 720, 720p, because I'm awesome that way. No changes to the game size. We're good. Apply. Close her down. What if I resized you to fit? I want that object, but I would like to lock custom size. No, I want to lock the... Doesn't matter. What I was hoping to do is actually lock the ratio, but I can't do that math myself. I'm being lazy. Z order, that's fine. Lock, position, and angle. Sure. Okay, good enough. Let's push play. Okay, there is our thing. Okay. Okay, so we've got a little baby map here. So far what we've learned is that, one, we don't have tile map support. I should have looked that up. That's my bad. But you know what? It's a bit of a bummer that there's no TMX support. I'll give it that, considering that it was in the old version. Not taking a shot at the developers. This is clearly an open source project. I can contribute that content to, or I could write my own parser for it. Not on this stream. That's totally doable though, especially in JavaScript for a single game project. Doing it something scalable and rich for an entire game development environment. That's a different sport that I'm not sure that I would want to tackle today. But we were only 30 minutes in, so we've got our map and we've learned something first. So that's good news. We've learned something. What's the next thing we want to learn, though, is the question. The next thing we want to learn is how to get some player control in this. So that's where we're going to go next. And I want to do a search for a new extension. I'm going to look up controller. Gamepads. I want to install this in my project, baby. Let's do it. Great. Well, that was easy. Delete. I don't need this new one, I guess. What does gamepads do? Oh, cool. Okay, let's grab the gamepad. Okay, we just added this. Let's do a marker on that guy. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, this is on. Behaviors. So everything's here. Gamepad type. Oh, okay, now we're getting into the JavaScript. Interesting. Okay. That is not bad. I don't know if I want to change anything. Function, blah, blah, blah. JavaScript. Okay. So what I want is I want to add, so I can add a behavior to this. Trigger pressure is not valid. Okay. What do we got here? So empty event. How do I click on a new empty event? I can click my way through. I'm just kind of experimenting with it just for a couple seconds here. Okay, edit extensions options. This is all fine. Up to 4 can be each condition or expression. You have to enter the index of the gamepad to read. Okay. Oh, my gamepad's not actually connected to anything. Maybe that's part of my problem. Try that again. Perfect. Should see something show up now. Yep, perfect. Okay. Okay. K. Undo the last change. So I got my basic events. I've got, I should have started to zoom it. That's what I'm forgetting. Zoomit.exe. You're good. Control 4. Go to the top here. you can see here, empty event, comment, choose. Okay. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the help page. Because again, you're learning, there's nothing wrong with doing the help thing. Let's move that down a bit. Let's do GDevelop extensions. Because this is where I actually thought was the most interesting part about GDevelop was the extensions part. Creating how to install them. I already did that. I don't want to start a new extension. Well, let's just do extensions. Here we go. Search for new extensions. Okay. Yeah, I did this. We added one. Install an extension. Okay. Install in project. Now I want to use it. Once you've installed it, you can usually find it in a list of behaviors when adding a new behavior. Okay. Even if no behavior is provided, you'll have some actions or conditions. Find them in the list. Oh. Okay. Easy enough. Let's go to kitchen. Can I add just a simple piece of geometry? Allows you to draw simple shapes on the screen. What does that do? Oh, no, I don't. This is an actual shape painter. Okay, let's create a new tile, I guess. Oh, this is going to be awesome. File, new map. We're going to call it. Can I do new? Yeah, new map. Perfect. Save as player.tmx. This is going to be awesome. This is your player object. You are a plant because of course you are. And we're going to save it. Properties. I don't want to draw anymore. I'm so rusty with this stuff. No custom properties. Properties here. Expand that. Oops. Oops. Doing that thing. Minimap, objects, layers. Commands. Layer properties, what I want. Maybe I don't want layer map properties because I think I want the width not to be 16 by 16. I want it to be actually smaller than that. Let's just do, you know what, new map. We're going to make it 1 by 2 tiles. Yeah, that's fine. Save as player. Yep, I want to replace it. Perfect. Now I'm a plant. File, export as image, export, swell. I should have a new, we're going to delete you. Great. So now what we're going to do is I've created a player thing. So we're going to call this the player. And we're going to add an animation to it. So I like this animation thing. If I had time to muck around with that, they've got a lot of the stuff. Like, see, here's the thing. Oh, edit hitboxes. Oh. You see? This is pretty cool. And like on the animation, you can actually change the hitbox. That's pretty rad. What am I doing wrong? Share. Oh, oops. Oh, cancel. That's fine. We're not going to mess around with this. Animation 0. Use a custom collision mask. Can I edit it on here? Plus quadrilateral. Oh, that's pretty rad. Okay, what if we did this? Plus. Because we're not exactly, that's kind of nice. I like that. Oh, I messed it up. Okay. Close. Great. Apply. Player. We're going to drop the player right in the middle there. That's fun. And now we're gonna add a new layer because that's probably a smart move. We're gonna call this the movement layer, and we are gonna make sure that the player is actually on the movement. Can I do that? Can I change the layer it's on? Boop. I probably can, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the easy thing. I'm just gonna delete it. Boop. There you go. Garbage can. Nope. Delete. Great. Click on the movement. Movement layer. What do you? What does this do? Edit effects. Let's just drop this guy on here. Okay, and then I click on the instance. Okay. Add. I don't want to add a variable. Not what I'm interested in. Kitchen event. There are no events here. Add a new behavior. I see. This is where I got to learn how to do something here. Configuration. Click here to choose the objects to pass to JavaScript. Choose an object. Oh, if I can... Not emoji faces. Why can't I see my object? Start page. No, I don't want a new extension. We're gonna delete you. Got my gamepad. I see it. Rename. I don't want to change anything. Let's go back to the kitchen for a second. Edit variable, blah, blah, blah. Let's go back to our help. Adding a new behavior to an object. Great. Scene editor. Double click on the object in the object list. You can also choose edit object. Okay, so I must have missed something. Preview. Added animation. Oh, behaviors. There we go. Oh, look at all these things. Okay. There's my behavior. That's that crap one that I made. Pathfinding, anchor, draggable, went outside of the scene, destroy. Okay. Was that just a platforming thing? Can grab ledge. Oh, okay. So if it was a 2D thing. So I can build a quick platformer in this. It's not so bad. Run in a preview. Because I'm applying physics to it, so. Maximum time. So I put 0 on there. Preview an object. Okay, so I'm got it going left and right, but I can't go up and down because it's platformy. Okay. Cancel that. Behaviors. So the gamepad's extension is here. Stick force parameter object groups. No, not all object delete. Yes, I guess I do. Parameters. The gamepad identifier, player ID, stick label left to right. Enter the new, I said player. Was that it? Okay. Config. What if I just did player type? Oh, okay. So I just have to set the... Wait, no. Stop touching things, mouse. Damn. Let's remove that. One. String. Help. What does help do? Whoa. Hello. Swear words. Game from scratch doing that one. Okay. Extensions. Okay, create your own, search for new. Great. Import, which I did. Install in project. Some actions or conditions. Find them in the list of actions or when adding an event. Okay. What I kind of wish there was like a specific help to come with this extension, because this is kind of this one's a pretty big deal to me. Like, I know I got to kind of fumble my way through it, and it's the lack of or maybe it's the lack of not knowing where that documentation is. I've looked up how to do this, and they said there was an extension. I kind of assumed it was going to be pretty straightforward, and not to say that it's not. Maybe I'm just missing something. Export. No, I don't care about that. Okay, let's try kitchen events. Let's try adding an event first. Maybe there's an event I could do. Add an action on player. Okay. There's mouse and touch. Anything about gamepads in here? There you go, gamepads. Ah. Access. Okay, so that was actually the extension config. Gamepad 1. Left. 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 Great. Okay. Okay, I don't got nothing there. Oh, I don't have an action. Left stick of the game is pushing the direction left. Player. There's some interesting, there's definitely some interesting stuff here. Like, I love this stuff, like the position, the go around separate two objects. Let's add a force. I think we'll add a force. Where was it? Add a force. On the X in pixels per second. Let's go with what are we? Let's go with 1 pixel per second. 1 pixel. No, 0 on the Y. Push forever until you stop the object. No, it's instant. We want that. Okay. Okay. Let's give her a whirl, shall we? Kitchen. Is there a debug mode? Apply changes. Oh, the running preview. Oh. Oh, live preview allows you to... Okay. Try this for easier. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm going to continue anyway. Just for now. I'm just giving this a shot. I didn't even know you could have a subscription to this. Do I have an instance running? And I don't even... Oh, I do. Okay, let's close it. Play. The left stick. Am I doing... What am I doing wrong? Am I moving too slow? There's definitely no movement there. Okay. Add to player instant force on... What if we change this to 10, just to see if I'm missing something? We'll try other ways to do movement in a minute. Because I could just do it based on position as well. But I'd rather apply a force to it and do it that way. That's kind of how I'm used to doing it. Maybe I'm wrong for this specific environment, but we will find out. Yeah, it's there. Whoops. The left stick. Up, down, direction, up, down, left, right. How about a gamepad button? Let's try that. If the on Xbox, A, B, X, Y. Back start. Up, down, left. Clicks. Yeah, okay, let's just do left. Let's just try that. Okay. If left, did I do? Oh, I did it wrong. If a gamepad button is pressed, add that of player. So we'll see if this is game. The other thing this could be is that this could be. This could also be the wrong gamepad. Yeah, we're gonna try that too. That is a JavaScript fun fact right there. Is that sometimes gamepad 1 isn't gamepad 1. Not sure why. You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to do a quick... Because this is browser-based. I can do this much. JavaScript gamepad tester. Okay, so it did detect one. So we've got that. Now what controller index is 0? So it is by 0 index, and it's the X-Inpad standard gamepad K. So it's there. What am I doing wrong in the engine here? Is the question we have, isn't it? What if I put 0? I'm just curious. No, you're not detecting it. Oh, close this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Button left. Okay. Left stick of gamepad 1 is pushing direction. Add to the player. Let's just move the force towards the stick there. pause the timer, rotate. Let's try scaling it. I want to try something that's a little bit more, maybe I'm missing something on the physics side of this thing. So I'm going to try to see if I'm just getting the input, because the input is kind of important. Let's just multiply it by 2. Okay, go back to kitchen. Close. Redo. Whoa. Okay. That was So we're getting input, ladies and gents. Let's close our game. Just want to see that again, just in case. Oh, click on the game. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Oh, interesting. You know what the problem is? The problem is that I'm an idiot. So when left and right? So let's see if we get the camera frame here. This is my left. This is my right. I was pushing it this way. That is not the left. I told you that the problem is 9 out of 10 times not the actual tools. It's usually me. Okay. So let's close this. Go back to our kitchen events. Player, we are going to apply that force again. Add a force of, let's do 4 pixels. 4 pixels per second. We're going to do 0 on here. It's instant. Okay, perfect. Great. Let's try that. And there we go. We've got motion, although it is painfully slow. Wow, that's slow. Okay. Let's get this guy moving around a bit. What do we got here? Size of a global variable. Scene variable. Interesting. So this is where I can start adding my variables and stuff like that. Okay. We're not going to worry about that. I'm actually just going to go right into this 16. Okay. And we're going to go to OK. No, we can, how do I get rid of this thing? What is this? Delete the selected event. Oh, whoops. Okay, add new event. Add a condition. When gamepad gamepad 1, was it 1 or did I actually have it on 0 before? I think I had it on 0. Left, I gotta put it in the string. Direction, left. Great. Okay. Missions. We're gonna just all in one big thing. Access is pushed. 0. Left stick. Check if the stick of a gamepad is given in a certain direction. Ah, okay, yeah. If it's going left, then I have to do the action. I'm trying to get the hang of this. Okay. So we'll add a force. That force will be 16 pixels. Instant. Great. Keep on forgetting to push OK, though. Not angle. Add a force. 16. Great. Add a new event. Other conditions. Gamepad. axis when gamepad 0, left, 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 great. Oh, I did this already. Oh my god, I'm just failing at all things today. Gamepad controller. Axis. On gamepad 0. Right. Right. No, if the left stick is going right. Now I'm following here. It's taking me a little bit of time. I'm used to these the input abstraction layers that like Unity and Godot have and stuff like that. They have a whole tool set for just controller inputs and keyboard and all that to kind of do all your mapping for you. Like I said, different's not bad. It's just it's different. So I'm slower. And that makes me feel like, ugh, I'm missing something. But it is fine. Let's find out here if the 0 left stick left is pushed right. Not right, but right. There you go. Yeah, it's just going to keep adding more actions. I want different events for these things, don't I? Delete. Other conditions. We will get there. Oh, look, there's the dialogue tree experimental. Because this is taking me so long, I think I'm going to just do a little bit more experimentation with it. It's not, like I said, it's not bad. I'm trying to understand what else like, I think this is going to be it would be a good prototyping tool for things that, if I didn't use the wrong things, you know? It's the word I'm looking for. There's a point to add. The idea here is to use the tool that fits the job. And my style of game is usually top-down stuff. And here we go. So on x-axis, actually we want, is it -16, I think? Okay, so let's play. Okay. I must have done this as 1 before and I just didn't realize it. Make sure we've got this down. Unfortunately, I've got it backwards. Okay. -6. Oh, come on, dude. -16 is fine. And this one should be +16. Great. Play. Now what I don't have is my right. We need this to go faster though. Let's do 64 maybe. Left stick is gamepad 1 is pushed in the direction right. We're gonna do 64. Okay, and this one, I want like -64. You know what I mean? I want to go the other direction. We'll move according to all the forces it has. Well, let's find out. So I see that. So left, I can't go. It's not. I can't apply a negative force to it. So if it's doing that, we want, so on that condition, I guess I don't want a force to apply to it. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. I like dealing with physics engines because that's what I'm used to. Not because it's the right or the wrong way, but because it's what I'm used to. But we can change direction. Change the direction of the object. If the object is automatically rotate its angle, if the object is in 8 directions. Yeah, there's like a lot of... This is the thing I'm kind of missing. I think there's a lot of structure to this. I'm using the word structure, but there's a lot of... It's the word I'm looking for here. There's a lot of convention in here, and it's not bad. I feel really out of place with it. I can see that it's good. I can see the value in this stuff. I just don't see... It's just, for me, it's getting in my way. And maybe that's just because of the way I'm used to using these tools. I'm used to a more of a code-centric scripting approach, right? And this is visual scripting. I've never done any visual scripting. But like a lot of the cool stuff is here for me if I spend the time learning it. Okay. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick look at the help file here, and we're going to do movement. Top-down movement behavior. There we go. Oh, look at that. There's a behavior for this. See, this is what I mean by, like, I'm missing something. Okay, okay. So I got my player input. Get out of this, get out of this. Okay, player. Behaviors. I didn't see this before. I just didn't even notice it. I want object name player. I want acceleration 400. Okay, add a behavior to the object. Allows diagonals. No, I don't want that. So now if I go back to player, I'm just curious. If I go to behaviors, we've got a behavior here. Pathfinding, physics engine. I'm just curious, does gamepad show up? No, because it's going to react to the input. Yeah, so this is what that's doing. That's okay. Close. Great. Okay, let's go back here. Player controls. So look at that. So now, okay, now it's using a decorator pattern, and now it's all kind of coming together. Okay, so this is still movement, but I have a bunch of new movement here. Okay, I see now. So my force idea wasn't a bad one if I was writing it from scratch. But let's do controls. Let's simulate a left key press. So left key press, what does that do? Yeah, let's just go with okay. And then on this one, simulate right key press. Okay, play. So left stick of one is pushed in direction right. So it goes right off the screen. We'll worry about collisions after. Now, why isn't my right direction working? I don't understand that one. Add a condition. I got all the same buttons. Let's just, I'm just curious. If I do add other conditions, gamepad, axis, 1, left stick, and the direction is up. What's invert condition do? I want to simulate an up key press. I don't think this is supposed to work. So what I'm doing is I'm actually explaining, or trying to work out how these events all work together. Oh, wow. Well, that kind of did it. That did a whole thing, didn't it? Okay, that's what I thought it was going to do. Okay, and we're going to move you here. We're going to add another event on gamepads. Stick axis 1, left, and it is down. Then simulate. Pressing a down control. Great. Oh, I further push OK. That OK button's going to kill me in this stream, isn't it? It is. It totally is. 1. Left. And if the direction is down, do that. Okay. It is doing some weird stuff, man. So that's the weird part, is I can't go right for the life of me. Huh. Why isn't it picking up the left, I wonder? Invert condition? Would that help? Did I hoop something up on this thing? Rotation value? Parameters? No. It didn't break anything. Up. I got it rotates too. Why is the left not working though? Like it does respond sometimes. You see there, I got the... I love this flippy floppy weirdness that it's doing. Like, it's just fantastic. Like, woohoo! The fact that it rotates is just spectacular. Okay. So with keyboard movement, I have it. I don't understand why my left... It's really bugging me that the left... the left... axis is not, when I hold the left stick to the left, it's not actually doing anything. I thought that would make sense, but it is not doing that. Okay, let's do game press 1, left, gamepad controller button pressed, right, 1, right. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I forgot to do it again. I hit OK button. I push enter and then I guess that cancels it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Gamepads. Gamepad button pressed. 1. Okay. Great. Whoops. Let's see here. Where am I going here? Close you. Reopen you. Yeah, like this is super wonky, man. Like I'm simulating pressing left. So when I push left, this is what happens. Push right. This is me on the keyboard. So this is what I'm hoping, but I want this to happen with the controller. But I'm like say the left. Yeah, I'm just not doing this right. It's a bit frustrating. I think I've spent enough time on this. I'm gonna move on. There's something here that I'm just not getting, and that's just kind of bugging me. But oh well. Like that's how it's gonna kind of have to go. Let's we're gonna just for now we just use keyboard input. It's not a bad thing. Just like I say, my preference is always how quickly can I wire up a controller, and yeah, that's a bit frustrating for me. But you know, doesn't mean it's bad. Like I say, I want to highlight that I've used 1,000 different tools for 1,000 different things. And you got to find the right tool for the right job. And so far what I'm seeing here, what are we at? We got 45 minutes left. The way I'm feeling about this is that, let's do it just chatting for a sec so I can regroup. GDevelop isn't bad. There is a lot here. This is a very friendly visual programming interface because I am a coder. I read JavaScript and I understand it. So I'm seeing that side of this. And I know you can extend this through JavaScript code. Now the thing is, I'm trying to just get something going, and you know, I like I said, I came to this cold. I probably could follow along with some tutorials, and you know, let's actually look at something here real fast. Create a new project from an example. Like, what if I did this? RPG. Dialogue tree with yarn. Like there's a ton of them. Multi-platform with gamepads. It's a platform. I don't really want. What do we do? Gamepad. There's just the one. Okay. Top-down movement tag. Here we go. Simple space shooter. Let's just open this one. So I think I opened this up before. In a different thing. I'm sure I've looked at this before. We're going to go over to the desktop here. So here's what I'm doing. So instead of wasting more time mucking around, like, so, okay, I'm getting caught up here. Let's think about this for a sec. Like I was saying, GDevelop is not a bad tool. It's a visual programming language. It's JavaScript based. It's web based. They're going through a massive overhaul. So technically this is still a beta as they migrated from GDevelop 4 to 5. I can see why this thing is good. My problem with it is that it doesn't have the head start that Godot and Unity and Unreal have, nor does it have that funding. So there's a big challenge there. It's lacking some of those core pieces that I think that I use. Now, I'm not saying they're core game development pieces. I am not a professional game developer. Keep that in mind. But I am a technology person that has embraced and used countless languages and systems and tools to do different things. And what I've learned in this decade and a half of software technology is you need to, what's the word for it? You need to get the right tool for the right job. The games that I have up here, like Out the Door, I don't think this is the right engine for it right now. All the pieces are there, and maybe with a series of tutorials I can stitch it all together. And I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it, but with the amount of time I have to commit to a game engine and stuff, and the amount of time I've sunk into Godot and how much I like Godot, you know, I just think that this is not going to meet my needs right now for my game development. But I do see why this is valuable and why I could have easily started with this one with the JavaScript stuff. I almost did, clearly. And we could have gone, maybe I would have gone further if I had more time to sink into it and actually do some of the tutorials and just kind of come at it as a beginner. You know, to quote Tim Ruswick, you know, give yourself time to be a beginner. And I'm not giving myself that time. Mainly because I want to get moving on a game sooner than later. And so, although this is a cool experiment, it's not meeting my expectations right now. It's not meeting my needs, not my expectations. It's actually exceeding my expectations. It's just my needs and my knowledge base need to adapt to this tool. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's explore this game, the isometric explorer game here. So there's no controller input, but it's mouse input, which is really cool. Again, like the pathfinding is super cool. So I hold the mouse down and I actually drag it around and she just finds this way to the mouse, which is awesome. And if I was trying to make a game with mouse, this would probably be great. Had I picked different things, I think it's just a bad series of events. Bad bit of luck. So let's actually explore some of the code on this. Events. Interesting. So, yeah. So we just kind of hide obstacles. So you actually draw the obstacles for collision handling. Okay. I want to see what other interesting things they've got here. Tutorials, geometry platformer, tank shooter, endless runner. Yeah, I don't want those. Top-down movement. Space shooter. Let's go with simple space shooter. What do you do? Game over. That's pretty boss, how good that looks. Okay, let's close this guy. Game over, attack, so like, if I go to my events, in-game. What is this? Oh, this is a group. You can have a group of events in-game. And there's game over. Okay. So that's where you organize all of the different events in the scene. Again, it's mouse-based. Okay. Well then, let's go to open recent. We're going to go to the open the door game. Let's go to player. I'm going to change the player a little bit here to, we're going to look at the behaviors I've set. I don't want to rotate the object. We're going to do it that way just to do this correctly and see if this makes a difference. Up, down, no right. Yeah, it doesn't like this stuff here. Try that again. Okay, last but not least, what we're going to try to do. So simulate pressing right. That's probably not what I want to do. I think we just want to, I want to just kind of focus it around the position of an object. Add. Well, how did the other project do it? I'm just curious. Save this guy. Go to File. Open Recent. Go to Isometric thingy. Yeah, so it's just doing that. I want to see an example of the game. No, not this one. Sorry. What I want to see is an example of a game with some more movement code in it, just to see what it's looking like. Yeah, so it's doing it based on the X position. Which isn't a bad thing, right? And it has this and that other one. I think it did the same thing. Okay. Yeah, X position. Yeah, so it goes off and tries to do that. Beginning of scene, hide obstacles, great. Handle collision, move away from an obstacle. It's getting late on my end here. Okay, go back to my code. Where am I? There I am. Okay. So we're going to add that behavior now. We're going to say, pick a random object. No, we're going to do X position of an object. You're going to add 16. Can I do that? Is that how that's going to work? Yeah, we want to change this guy to... See, this is the thing. This is what's bugging me is acceleration. Huh. Acceleration. Diagonal movement. No, not allow. Acceleration. Change the acceleration of the event of the object. No. Yeah, no, I see this is the movement should do its thing. So what if I did this towards a position, add a force. Speed, pixels per second is 16. I'm just going to try this. I'm just going to redo these. Yeah, that's fine. 0. So just to kind of walk you through my thought process here. What I'm trying to figure out is I'm just trying to find the best way to apply movement here, and I'm having a rough time figuring it out. Let's copy. Can I paste it? No, it doesn't let me. Let's just do player, add a force, 60. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Angle. Add a force. Yeah, I've got all these different ways of doing this. This is just kind of now my brain is starting to turn to goo because I've been looking at the same sort of code for the last while. Okay, how do I want to see? I think I want to do the forcing because I want movement. That's what I want. I want the movement code. Player, acceleration, add a force toward an object, add a force towards a position, add a force, and where's the direction? Yeah, rotate. This is the angle that it's pointing at, though, but I want movement. Is this what it should be? You think it would be this? Angle. Let's go with 90 degrees. Pixels and speed is 16, so that would be going right. Great. This guy, we're gonna delete you. So I think this is where this is more. I can't tell if this is a me problem. 90. 180, 270. I can't tell if it's a me problem or not. But what I'm trying, like, this is a lot. I'm having a lot more trouble than I thought I would just adding controller input. You know what I mean? And maybe that's me being spoiled. It's likely is me being spoiled, but it's still the thing that I'm used to. So I'm having a rough go understanding it. Now this is a web-based. This is a very web-centric IDE tool. So the fact that it's not really worried about gamepad support, that makes total sense. Angle is 0. Pixels are 16. Okay, that's up. Delete. Player. Okay, we're just going to add this last angle. Should be at 180, not 810, but 180. 16. Go okay. I got the directions all wonky. So when I go up is 0. Okay, so 0 starts over here. So 0 is right. Okay. Which means 180 is left. Okay. But still not picking up my left control stick, and that's bugging me a lot. Why are you not seeing the left? Is the left this way? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna try this again. So right is that. That means that is that. That means this is 270. And that means this needs to be 90. Okay, play. I don't understand why my left game stick can't work. When it's pushed in the direction of left, I'm going to do that one more time because maybe it's my controller. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit frustrated now. And this is probably because I've picked something that isn't what I need it to be. And I think I'm gonna call it after this because I'm just getting a little bit too frustrated. And it might be me, it might be someone else, it might be the tools, I can't tell. Maybe I shouldn't have come into this cold. But Okay, let's just look this up. Gamepad tester. So, yeah, I have one. So you can see the axis 1. Like, it's picking it up. And it's press left. Like, yeah, so it's there. And maybe that's a bug in that extension. I don't know. But like it's a bummer because I really wanted to kind of get the scaffolding going. But I think I'm gonna pause it here. I'm gonna call it here. Let's bring up something here so we can look at. I'll be right back. I just want to kind of just contemplate this for give me 30 seconds here. GDevelop is a very interesting tool. It's cool, and I see the value in it. I can absolutely see why people would go with this. If you are building web-focused games, I got a weird feeling this is where you want to be going. That's not to say I know it supports Windows, Linux, and other platforms. It's JavaScript-based components, though, and from what I can see in that wiki, the change from GDevelop 4 to 5, and I don't know what did that, what sparked that overhaul, but that overhaul, it's missing some like they're still playing some catch up from this 2 hour, almost less than 2 hour review of the tool set. And so what I was hoping to get out of GDevelop today was what I was expecting to get out of Unreal. I got it out of Unity, and I got it out of Godot. I was expecting to get kind of handed easily over to, I thought I could translate those, sorry, a different skill set. I was hoping that I could translate my Unreal, Godot, and Unity skill set over to GDevelop, and that was an unrealistic expectation. Not to say that the tool's not there, but for those tools, when I started a new tool set, I allowed myself the time to learn. I did a Tim Rustwick, let myself be a beginner, did some simple tutorials in areas that I was familiar with. GDevelop, I decided to shoot myself in the foot and not do the tutorials, not let myself be a beginner, and try to prototype a game from the get-go. And that was stupid. That's on me. The tooling's there. Because like I say, if you look at this thing, it says open source codingless game creator. I think this has a great shot at eating something like Game Maker's Toolkit. That's the YouTube channel. Game Maker Studio. Things like Game Maker Studio, Stencil, Construct, right? I think that's in that vein. The fact that it extends into JavaScript code is a huge pro. The downside to this for me is that I've grown up on the stuff that's a little bit more less web-centric and more focused in on the desktop, the old school traditional stuff, right? Godot's been around for a really long time. Unreal and Unity even longer than that, and they've got a lot of funding, so they've got massive momentum, and that's where I started. GDevelop has all these things to get you moving fast, and I thought I was also, and this is maybe my bias, even though I thought I could translate those skills over from the other IDEs, I did expect a codingless game creator to kind of help pick me up and get me there really fast. And maybe I should have done, I clearly should have done some tutorials. that's on me. I clearly should have spent some time exploring the project code a little bit further and understanding it. But, you know, tonight I really wanted to get controller support and tile maps working, and I couldn't. Not well, at least. And maybe that's the code. That could be my controller. It could be 1,000 things. I don't even know where to start. And for a codingless game editor to not give me the things that I need, you know, I get it. I get it that I'm using it the way it's likely. It's too far in. This is a people that aren't coders, people that aren't hard devs like me from the old days and stuff like that, doing app code, right? I'm not even a game dev. Never have been a game dev. Just dreamt of it. And so my conclusion on GDevelop is I know the potential's there. It's just not for me. And you know, this is going to be the last time I stream this one, and I'm kind of bummed. I'm really bummed by it because yeah, I'll be honest. This community has blown my mind. Just the Twitter account and just the social media outreach, the comment section from my last stream about how to extend and solve my problem. Y'all were awesome, and my heart wants to keep going on this, but I just don't have the time to pick up other tool sets that I can't pick up that fast. And that's unfair. That's an unfair assessment of GDevelop. Because I'm someone who's doing this as a third or fourth string side project outside of my day job, trying to stay healthy, take care of my family. So game development is that fourth rung on the ladder. And so the idea of picking up GDevelop and moving it forward, I just can't see myself committing that time. And that's not a bad thing. That's on me. Like I said, a lot of this is on me. This is just not the right time for me to do this one. And it wasn't able to hold my hand and get me moving fast enough. And like I said, that's on me for not being able to spend the time, right? So keep that in context. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it there. So in a nutshell, GDevelop has the potential to be something awesome. I just don't have the time to explore it, nor can I give it the chance it needs to prove itself out. The thing that I was trying to do tonight was to get a tile map going with some collisions and controller support, and I got stuck. I got the tile map thing working as an image, so I was able to suck in my image, but it wasn't an actual tile map because that support isn't there for TMX or a native tile map controller. On top of that, I couldn't get my controller support to work correctly. And like I said, I missed some stuff on the behaviors and the top-down movement. That was me just monkeying around there. And that's me not letting myself be a beginner. But to that point, I was kind of hoping I could get myself moving faster from scratch. And, you know, likely, you know, hindsight has 20/20 vision. I should have done tutorials. I should have done an exploration of the projects tonight to figure out what pieces I wanted to use. But this just didn't do it for me tonight, and I'm really bummed because, like I say, the community's been awesome, and yeah. So to those that are watching this later, definitely try GDevelop. I strongly recommend it. The Facebook instant games and the support it has, the codingless component to it is phenomenal if you're not a coder. I know you can extend it, but I mean, I just jump onto code first thing. That's my instinct. So this and these codingless editors don't really suit me. So there's a lot to unpack there. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap that up from the top again because I still got a couple minutes here. For those that are watching, here's the thing to jump ahead to. This is that moment. This is the conclusion. We're gonna put a marker. So here's the scoop. GDevelop is awesome. It is a great no-code game development tool. It's just not for me. Why is it not for me? One, I don't have time to be the beginner I need to be with this tool set. Two, I jump to code way too quickly. So I start glazing over or glancing over important feature sets. Tonight, I tried to do a tile map along with some collisions, but I didn't get to the collisions part, and controller input with my with my Xbox gamepad plugged into my Windows 10 device. One, I couldn't actually get the left control stick to work with going the left direction. Might be me, might be the controller, but I could get the other 3 directions working. That's pretty frustrating. Controller input isn't something that I found hard to implement once you find that thing. And once I installed the extension, I kind of expected a little bit more information or some help on how to get it going. And I did do some reading about that beforehand. That one I did spend some time on, and I couldn't figure out what I needed to do. And it wasn't as self-explanatory as I had hoped. But to that point, the reason this isn't for me is really the fact that I don't want to spend the time. As I said, this is my fourth most important thing to me, is the game development side. So I want to be productive faster. And if I can't get something going in 2 hours, I'm not going to keep using it. That is any tool set. It's unfair to compare this to something like Unreal or Unity or Godot, which I've used in the past, because I have sat down and done 2 or 3 hours of tutorials of just exploring it, kind of like I did tonight. The catch is I can make something productive or interesting in about 2 hours in any of those engines. Tonight I couldn't. And it's because of the tool sets I'm familiar with, things like top-down, or not top-down, but rather tile maps. That's a big one for me. My graphics side just always leans to that. The fact that I have to hand bomb these levels that way, or there's no tile map editor or TMX entry for the tiled editor. I'm not taking a shot at the developers here. It's a funding, it's a time thing. I get it, but that's a feature that I need to move forward. And the controller support really bugged me a lot tonight, because that's kind of a gotcha for me. I like my dreams of consoles, so the fact that I couldn't get that left stick working is frustrating, to say the least. Now, like I said, I would use this again. I would recommend this engine to anyone who wants to do something who's not a strong coder, or wants to avoid code altogether. I would use this instantaneously and recommend this. But just for me, it's just not gonna cut it for my prototyping needs. This is the second time I've tried to do one of my little side projects. That's how I work. They may be too advanced for what I'm trying to accomplish with a brand new tool. Maybe that's unfair of me, but that's kind of how I work. So, it's how it goes. And to that, I'm going to call it here. So if you're watching the VOD, thank you so much. If you're watching the highlights, which I'm going to try to get up going here tonight, I appreciate it. And GDevelop community, you are fantastic. I'm sorry that I'm not using the tools right. It's my bad. And it's a bummer, because y'all are great. But it just ain't for me. But thanks for reaching out. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the tweets. Y'all are great. And until next time, everyone, have yourself a pleasant day and or evening. I'll see you again later, or another day. Bye-bye.